Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/Entitled People. In today's episode, evil stepmother wants my baby. Neighbor of property I work at yells at me then tries to get free work service. Stranger thinks I owe her a kid. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Evil stepmother wants my baby. Okay, so for some background, I'm F29, English, and I live in Italy with my fiancé M37 Marco, Italian, and our daughter 5 months old, Willow. I moved to Italy after graduating medical school, where I met Marco, and now I'm a resident in one of the hospitals. My father is a crap dad, left my mom and me, and has been very inconsistent. He married Tammy when I was young and she has never liked me, and she was also never able to have kids. So when I gave birth, my mom's side of the family came over to visit and meet Willow and look after both of us. Nothing from my dad or Tammy. So 2 weeks ago they turn up unannounced claiming to be in the area on holiday and wanted to meet Willow. She was getting a bit fussy and she combination fed, but as I was home I grabbed a cover and let her latch onto me. Tammy says the breastfeeding will have to stop soon. I'm confused and ask her why, and she said it couldn't be kept up when Willow was with them. Now I'm even more confused and I ask what is she on about. She shows me photos of a baby room and says that we should split custody of Willow and not to worry, and she has everything set up already. I just stare at her, but she carries on, claiming that the age gap between myself and Marco is unhealthy for a child to grow up with, saying it was obvious I needed help and she was happy to, and mostly that I was obviously more bothered about working than staying home with my baby, so I should just let her have Willow. But obviously she wasn't able to breastfeed, so we would have to stop that now. I tell her she can't be serious and think I'm giving her my baby, and she tells me to calm down. She's not asking for full custody, but she could provide a much calmer and stabler home and that I could always visit. She said it's what she deserves. Marco pushed everyone out and made sure Willow and I were alright. Since then I've been really weirded out and been getting texts from my father saying I need to let Tammy prove herself as a good caregiver, and Tammy has been sending loads of photos of the nursery she has made. Just to add so people don't get confused, I'm in Italy but Tammy isn't. They had flown over here. Edit: to answer some common questions, my dad isn't actually on my birth certificate, so I think that limits his grandparents' rights claim. My mom is our nominated guardian for Willow. If anything happens to us, it's written in a will, and Willow goes to the daycare in the hospital we both work at. Seriously? That's a crazy you need to get as far away from as possible. She hasn't done anything to warrant a protection order, but get prepared for more. Security camera upgrades. Preemptive calls to police and CPS or equivalent. Block and go no contact until she's had some serious therapy. She might also want to contact all of the doctor and daycare people to make sure that this nutjob can't get any info about Willow. I could definitely see Tammy making phone calls pretending to be OP. No, do not block. Mute. That way all the crazy is saved as evidence if needed. That is frightening. More so that your father, seems like pond scum, is encouraging this. If they're so hot to trot with getting a child, then let them get on the adoption list. Kidnapping your baby is going to end with them in jail. Right? It seems like the plot of a horror movie. Good for Marco for getting them out. You need to cut off contact, but screenshot those demanding texts from your father first. Never let this woman have access to your child without you being there. She is delusional and scary. Screenshot every text and block them on every platform you use. I'd honestly even consider moving house if possible. That is a pure psycho there, and your dad is fully enabling her delusion. Scary OP. I hope you're okay. Neighbor of property I work at yells at me then tries to get free work service. I own a small landscaping business with my husband. This morning we show up to our job with our truck and trailer for a day of weeding at a long neglected property. It's trash day in the neighborhood, and in order to back the trailer in, I have to get out of the truck to move 2 garbage cans that are in the way. I move them both 1 foot off of the road with the intention of moving them back afterwards. I assumed they were out in the road for visibility purposes. I then move to behind the trailer and guide my husband into the parking spot. It's very narrow. Husband gets out of the truck and we both look at the ocean as the waves are massive due to an impending storm, at least 10 feet high. Surfers are wiping out all over the place and it's quite a sight. I counted over 60 surfers on my lunch break. 10 dang seconds into looking at the ocean, the neighbor comes out screaming at us about how the garbage truck driver can't see the cans and asked what the hell am I doing. When I say he was screaming, I mean screaming. This guy chose violence and was looking to intimidate. I calmly responded that I was about to move the cans back. I was just looking at the ocean first. He seemed slightly embarrassed and muttered something like, "I'll move them, don't bother." 1 hour later, this guy catches my husband going to the truck and asks if he can put his lawn clippings in our trailer and take them to dump with our other debris. No apology, no introductions, and like nothing had happened. My husband was taken aback in the moment and said yes, even though this is something we charge for. 30 minutes after that, he walks onto the property we are working at and says he just pruned a juniper and asked if he can put those clippings in there too. I respond, "Sure, if you throw us a 20. He laughs and says, "Are you kidding? You're going to the dump anyway, right?" To which I respond, "Yes, and not only do they charge us by weight, but this is our job and taking debris to the dump is a service we offer. We'll do it for $20. He laughs again and says, "They charge by weight? My debris weighs nothing." He huffs off and comes back with the $20. He was so mad, wouldn't even look at me when he handed the money over. My guess, he thought we'd just say yes and he'd already cut the juniper before asking, then didn't have a way of getting rid of it. Couldn't put it in one of his 2 BMWs and didn't want it laying around his $4 million beach house. Another short while later, he catches my husband and tries to find out which dump we go to because the one he suspects we go to doesn't charge by weight. Wrong dump, and also, it doesn't matter. We charge what we charge. My guy, you don't have to say yes to us taking your debris. We decide our rates and this is what we charge, take it or leave it. You came to us, we're not going door to door asking for people's yard clippings. There is a minimum charge of $25 at the dump no matter how much you have. Just save the $5 and the trip to the dump and leave us the hell alone. But I'm an important person, so you should be honored to take my rubbish. Should have given him his $20 and his trash back. Stranger thinks I owe her a kid. I don't know if this is the right sub, but it seems to fit. Yet this if it's not. Sorry in advance, mods. Complete stranger trying to make me feel bad for getting a hysterectomy. She thinks that since she had to get her uterus removed due to cancer, that I, a complete stranger, should have conceived and given birth for her. She doubled down as I was laughing. Her points are as follows: 1. Women need to give birth to give our lives meaning. 2. She deserves several kids. 3. Her husband hates kids and need to learn better. 4. Her surgery was justified where I only had the starter cells for cancer. She made it sound like cancer is a competition. 5. CF women seduce good men into sin. Using our bodies to trick the idiots into not procreating. 6. CF people are a myth. I guess we are mythical sirens then. Congratulations everyone! Not only is she entitled, but she seriously needs to see a really good psychiatrist. If I can track down her hubby, you'll recommend my old one. She was so good. How the hell did you meet this person? I have never met them. I think they're married to of my decent relatives or maybe sister to someone I met once. Ick, how she got my number, almost no one has it. The fact I'm still getting shit like this after I threw away my organs says a lot. Even other women don't see us as people. It is probably a very good thing that a person like that cannot procreate. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.